when Manny Pacquiao made Mexico cry.
Good shot!
Well, the ref might stop it for them.
Barrera's corner man is up on the apron. He's going to step into the ring.
November 15th, 2003, San Antonio, Texas. The Alamodome was packed to the rafters. Thousands of Mexican fans draped in green, white, and red flags filled the stands to support their hero, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Antonio Barrera!
Their confidence was unshakable. Their champion was set to defend not only his title, but also the pride of his nation. It seemed unthinkable that this night would end in heartbreak for his fans. No one could have predicted that an underdog from the Philippines, an unknown by the name of Manny Pacquiao, would leave an entire nation in tears.
9 first-round knockouts for Pacquiao, 6.
Marco Antonio Barrera was more than just a boxer. He was the pride of Mexican boxing. His nickname, the baby-faced assassin, perfectly embodied his paradoxical nature, a youthful appearance masking a predator in the ring. During the 1990s, Barrera bulldozed through opponents, earning titles, accolades, and, most importantly, the unshakable loyalty of Mexican fans. By the early 2000s, he had already dismantled Britain's Prince Nassim Hamed, silencing the British boxing world. He had also overcome his biggest rival, Eric Morales, in a legendary trilogy, capturing the lineal featherweight championship in the process. At 29 years old, Barrera was the undisputed king of his division, ranked third on the pound-for-pound list. He was a national hero and a living legend. When Manny Pacquiao stepped into Barrera's path, he was merely an afterthought, a formality, a 3-1 underdog. Neither Barrera nor his team could have anticipated what awaited them.
Manny Pacquiao!
For most fans, Manny Pacquiao was a nobody. A 24-year-old from the Philippines, he had fought his way out of poverty with nothing but his fists. Hardcore boxing fans might have known him for dethroning Lelo Ledwaba in 2001, but to the broader audience, he was just some Filipino kid. This fight against Barrera was only Pacquiao's second outing in the featherweight division. To the pundits, his chances were zero. Even Barrera later admitted, "I didn't know who Pacquiao was." But Pacquiao knew who he was. He knew what he had to do. His training camp was grueling. Dozens of sparring rounds, endless drills, and relentless weight cuts. This wasn't just preparation for a fight, it was a mission.
I want to have a good, clean fight. Y buena suerte.
The fight night, the Alamodome, November 15th, 2003. Over 10,000 fans had gathered, and 95% of them were there for Barrera. When Pacquiao walked toward the ring, he was met with a chorus of boos. Yet, he grinned ear to ear, as if nothing could faze him. Across the ring, Barrera stood stoic, focused, the Mexican tricolor draped across his back. The energy in the arena was palpable. Barrera looked like a predator, and Pacquiao looked like a kid having the time of his life. No one suspected that this fight would become a trap for the Mexican champion.
9 first-round knockouts for Pacquiao, 6.
The fight began cautiously. Barrera appeared calculated, while Pacquiao moved with urgency on his feet. Then, in the opening minute, Pacquiao slipped, hitting the canvas. The referee inexplicably ruled it a knockdown, and the arena erupted in jubilation. It was an early point for Barrera, and the Mexican corner smirked with satisfaction. But Pacquiao wasn't shaken. He sprang to his feet, signaling to the referee that he was fine. As the round progressed, he intensified his attack, throwing punches in blistering combinations. Barrera quickly realized his opponent wasn't intimidated.
Effectively trying to get his range, and I think he's going to shoot a jab at a slow
Step to get into range to land his jab.
But Pacquiao is trying to take control. Is this going to be a good fight? Because neither guy's going to accept the other guy.
Left hand in, just right there. He's had 4 or 5 of them, 6 in the last 30 seconds.
Of all-out wars, Marco Antonio Barrera is an amazingly patient fighter. And they call him, of course, the baby-faced assassin. He never shows emotion in the ring. Big combination by Barrera as he catches Pacquiao coming in.
At this stage, the career punches for the most part of this round are still being landed by Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao has come out with a determined rally in round 2 on the scorecards after that strange knock to number 1.
By the third round, the Mexican crowd's cheers turned to gasps. Pacquiao feinted, then connected with a devastating left straight to Barrera's jaw. The champion crumbled to the canvas. For a moment, the arena went silent. Their beloved hero was on the floor. Though Barrera managed to rise, it was clear he was rattled.
Hard career.
Pacquiao pressed the attack for the rest of the round, forcing Barrera to rely on his experience just to survive.
Got a little rhythm. He doesn't just come straight into the right hand, straight through the center.
There goes Antonio Barrera. Now they know as Pacquiao tries to go ahead and finish. And he's getting reckless, and Barrera takes advantage. What a fight.
Is Barrera prepared?
Like this. Pacquiao is strafing Barrera with left hands. Marco's hanging in now.
Survive this round, and Pacquiao runs out of gas a few rounds later. Pacquiao's going to be in trouble, but if this stays right here, everything is great for Pacquiao. Just stays right here.
Pacquiao coming right through the right-hand counter. Landed another.
That Pacquiao is showing.
If it weren't for Cole's knockdown ruling point, and with a knockdown point for Pacquiao.
With each passing round, it became evident that the momentum was slipping from the Mexican icon's hands. Pacquiao's relentless combinations and blistering speed overwhelmed him. Barrera tried to keep his distance, hoping to counter, but Pacquiao never allowed him a moment to breathe.
Always able to terribly stuns Pacquiao with a 1-2. Pacquiao comes back, misses with the right
Stand and go toe-to-toe because of Pacquiao's fast hands. And now he's just trying to beat
him like the nice guy and the gentleman that he is. Respect Barrera, and so far he's done it.
Right hand to his right side of his head, which means he's very, very vulnerable for straight left.
Barrera getting 3 chances to counter with the left hook, but they're to do it. Barrera's left eye is now starting to swell badly. Manny Pacquiao. The first 4 rounds, quicker than Barrera, longer than Barrera, more aggressive than Barrera. Lando hoping that Pacquiao will run out of gas. A little town of Big Bear in the mountains of California was surrounded by fire, and he had to make it. Pacquiao trains right in Hollywood. Right. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. Barrera just trying to stay.
It's probably a mark of some kind. But Pacquiao.
Another hard left hand for Pacquiao, who's getting it. Even though Marco Antonio Barrera is only 29 years old, he's been a fighting professional for 50 years, or 15 years, I should say. Barrera knew exactly what Pacquiao wanted to do. He hadn't been able to do enough about it so far.
Ali Frazier.
Younger, stronger, faster, hungrier youth.
Really hard to beat a good fighter that has a lot of spirit.
This is, in a real sense, Barrera's where Julio Cesar Chavez.
Got it wrong with
At the last 3 rounds and he's up at all. I think he's going to fight the same pace and not take a break at the end of the fight.
These are Texas judges here tonight, too. Those are governing the draw with Whitaker. Pacquiao going to the body effectively. Starting to dominate every area of the fight now. Barrera gets a hard right hand back. Barrera's the kind of fighter who can win a fight when he's outgunned, but
down the stretch. And Barrera just doesn't seem to have the speed tonight.
the moment gives as good as he takes. Enough. But Pacquiao's body punches set up another knockdown, and Lawrence Cole says it's not. Her feet must have been tangled up. I'll tell you what, that was a hard left hand, and there's another one like.
That looked like more of a knock.
By the midpoint of the fight, Barrera's face bore the signs of a brutal battle. Blood streamed from a cut above his eye after an accidental clash of heads in the 6th round. The Mexican corner worked frantically to stem the flow between rounds, but it was clear the situation was becoming desperate.
And now
Barrera wincing, the blood dripping into the corner of his eye.
And Pacquiao still determined not to let him take control of this fight. Even when he throws back, he's determined to come right back.
Little avalanche coming at him.
Now the right jab is coming on.
uppercut by Barrera. Left hand counter. Stuns Pacquiao. Barrera backs him into the ropes. Now Barrera butts Pacquiao intentionally.
Barrera occasionally landed sharp counterpunches, but Pacquiao appeared unfazed. Even a few well-placed right hands in the 8th round barely slowed the Filipino southpaw. The pressure from Pacquiao was relentless.
He's not on punch. And what's interesting, there's another bad headbutt. But Pacquiao came back
over Barrera's eye.
Yeah, because he got Barrera gets the cut.
Not as much power in his weight class,
but it brings a lot of spirit too, much like Mayorga. And that's really a quality that is.
Pacquiao up. Hard right hand by Barrera. Uppercut landed. Pacquiao giving Barrera momentary breathing space. Pacquiao lands a left hand. Barrera counters back with a left and a right. Big punches from Pacquiao, and again.
And the movement of Pacquiao. The punches, and Pacquiao is smart. He's not really throwing hard punches now. He's throwing volumes of punches. Just enough to keep him busy. It takes me I can safely coast to losing a decision. I can gamble and let it out.
In the 9th round, Barrera's frustration boiled over. During a clinch, he threw a blatantly illegal punch after the referee had called for a break. The referee immediately docked a point, signaling the desperation oozing from the Mexican champion.
Minus one, all right?
Now, minus 40 wouldn't hurt him. He can't win a decision.
Pacquiao's really finding a home. Smells these guys, but never just a one-punch fighter.
Right.
So I don't think that's what
punishment. Left hand to the body weakens.
Yes.
Big left hand again by Pacquiao. Barrera having trouble seeing out of his left eye. Hammering him. Just hammering him. Right.
Barrera's mouth. Appreciate it. Is in his mind anymore.
Certainly doesn't show.
But off of this, I'm not sure that even if there is.
I'm not sure what would the strategy for the rematch be.
Don't do me any favors like that.
Only possible strategy for the rematch is poison his food.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, as big as he is.
Assaulting Marco Antonio Barrera, mugging him, and about to leave him in the gutter.
By the 11th round, it was obvious that Barrera was running on fumes. Pacquiao, in contrast, looked as if he was just hitting his stride.
Left hands to do it.
Whenever you fight a good fighter, a great fighter, back when they make that move, if you slow down, you lose the fight off it. That's why those guys.
You have to wonder now whether the
Yeah, Manny, he's taking a tremendous beating. In fact, my question is, as great as Barrera is, should his corner keep saying hook opportunity?
Early in the round, Pacquiao landed another crushing left hand, dropping Barrera to the canvas once more.
Regarded fighters in the world.
He's an icon.
One of the most entertaining.
Though Barrera beat the count, he had nothing left to offer. Pacquiao trapped him against the ropes, unleashing a barrage of punishing punches. Unable to watch their fighter endure anymore, Barrera's corner threw in the towel. The fight was over.
But he's taken a lot of... I wouldn't send him out for the 12th round, Manny. I don't care how proud he is. There's no way a great fighter should have to go through 3 more minutes of this.
No, because Pacquiao is not backing off. If you had a guy that was
He's getting hurt. Here comes Barrera's corner. Barrera's corner, man, is up on the apron. He's going to step into the ring. That's a good decision. Finally. They could have done that 2 rounds ago.
That night, the boxing world witnessed the birth of a new superstar. Manny Pacquiao delivered one of the most emphatic victories of his career, becoming the featherweight champion of the world. More importantly, he became the first Filipino and Asian boxer to claim titles in 3 weight divisions, cementing his legacy as a legend in the making. While the Philippines celebrated with uncontainable joy, Mexico mourned the fall of one of its heroes. Marco Antonio Barrera, a living legend, had been decisively beaten.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes in round number 11. The official time, 2 minutes, 56 seconds as referee Lawrence Cole calls a halt to the action. The winner and new featherweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.